and connected to about 14,300 locations online. They're offering devotion. And West Africa Spirituality Workshop trainees and Heavenly North America and Heavenly South and Central America, Jardim, San Francisco, Cameroon, Malaysia, and Moscow, that's in war. We are truly grateful for all of your participation in this devotion. Last week, there was the 1733rd weekend workshop. Now, I came here to the workshop center after having 5 days of break from work and praying amidst the nature and attending visual devotion without me knowing. I was able to realize my spiritual background and how much spiritual weight I had on my shoulders. It felt at times that there was a spiritual heaviness that would come over me, but during visual devotion, I'll spend that time of prayer in tears. And during visual devotion, I shed heated tears that I thought perhaps I would dry my eyes. But at a moment, without me knowing, my heart was cleansed brightly. And these last 4 days felt like a graceful time, which the 40-day workshop was condensed into these 4 days. And during the last visual devotion, I participated, and during the One Heart Residence Prayer, I had a deep realization. Heavenly Parent loves me the way I am. So he had his leaves of absence on his job, and that was his reflection and testimony of his 4 days being here. And in Heavenly Japan, connecting to visual devotion via Zoom, a few people sent their testimonies. Hyogo Kakogawa Church, Yasumi Tsunsuke. This is this member's reflection. In the Kakogawa Family Church, May 19th, we had our 600th visual devotion. As we don't have a location for all the members to gather, we gather in groups of 5 or 6 and participate in the visual devotion in our families. But altogether, 90 plus members attended this visual devotion. For us to become a church that brings happiness to True Mother, for that revival, we will offer our utmost devotion. And amidst a difficult situation, they're offering this devotion, so let us offer them a great round of applause of encouragement. Shiga, Osu Church, Kusano Takafumi. This is reflection of him. I always watched on YouTube, but today I watched on Zoom, and I could see people are offering devotion throughout the world, and that was astonishing. Although the Japanese church was dissolved, I was able to see that we are an incredible organization that has many members in Japan and throughout the world. And it is more graceful if you attend on Zoom. I will establish devotion that is visible. Amid prayer, the words that I'm wishing for True Mother return to Cheonjonggung came out automatically. We truly pray for True Mother's return to Cheonjonggung. And it seems like he was strengthened seeing people throughout the world offering devotion together. Nishido Tokyo Chonhu-hi Church, it's a reflection of Nogami Chiu. Through visual devotion, I can always feel the grace given by Heavenly Parent and True Parents. Although our church buildings have disappeared, we are offering devotion in our family. We will all gather and pray for each other. And when we pray holding each other's hands, our heart truly became very strong, and we can truly see our unification family is truly one family. And the voice of true mother is saying, let's go until the end together. And I could make another resolution and determination one more time while shedding tears. Through video, the devotion, the seeds of devotion that were planted throughout the world via video, they will grow. And even from now on, with an unchanging devotion, will bring happiness and joy to Heavenly Parent, to true parents. We wish for and pray for true mother's return, Aju. Like this, in each family, they're offering devotion, and seeing members offering devotion throughout the world, we all are strengthened. So rather than offering devotion alone, it is much more empowering to offer devotion with 2 people, and more than 2, 3 people. And if there are thousands, 10,000 people, there emerges an even greater strength. And today as well, on the 263rd day of True Mother's Path of the Cross, there are those offering devotion. Kwanok Church, Gure Church, Ansan Church. Today is quite cold, and offering devotion together. The Han people, through a long history, went through many trials, but all of those difficulties did not defeat the Han people. It actually got them more united. And the Han people, the crystallization of responsibility and spirituality, to them, the only begotten daughter was sent. Holy Mother Han opened an era of providence of heaven for all of humankind. We will now, for our true mother, for her health and for her return to Cheonshim, we will offer even more heated devotion. And our long-term trainees, in the training center, we have 362 of them, and when it becomes the weekends, there will be many entering the next General 40-day workshop. And there are those who bear precious fruit while participating in these workshops. Our 6,000 couple blessed families, Song Ho-buk Park Jong-suk trainee is here. And he is his 4th year, and every time it is May, they enter the 40-day workshop as a couple. And last time, Park Jong-suk 사모님, she writes a lot of poetry, and she gave me a lot of good poems as well. So while you're in the 40-day workshop, write down diligently your realizations and record them. And if you do so, you will truly feel that this effort pays off, and you will keep your realizations. During this time, she would broom and clean Mother's Path, and that is why this poem's name or title is Broom of Hyojong. As I hold this broom, I see. Yesterday, I broomed diligently. Through the collapsed sand or dirt piles, I see dead bugs, and I hold my broom again. And as I hold my broom, I see the path, and I see Mother at the end. And when I long for True Mother, I go to the tree of Hyojong. And True Mother is her usual self. She's sitting there. I look at the clouds, and my eyes are full of tears. Nothing is forever in this world. And when I broom, then there is a slight wind that flows under my feet, and quietly light opens. And she, one by one, composes these poems, and while doing so, she is attending her workshop. And every year, May, when their health declines, they attend the 40-day workshop as a couple. Let us offer them a great round of applause. They're truly a family that loves the training center. Today, Kim Hyo-yeon from Hamyang Church offered a very precious testimony. He was very diligent in his life of faith, but after his life in the military, he was distant. What is a second generation? How am I to live? With these questions, he came to the 40-day workshop. And with the mindset of forgetting himself, he offered 40 vows. And he said he received immense grace. Heart pounding and uncontrollable tears shedding, feeling such grace of heaven. And the conflict of whether God exists or not disappeared, and meeting true Heavenly Parent that is with him with true love, he said he will live a life testifying about that Heavenly Parent. He made such a determination and resolve. Has everyone felt the grace of heaven like this person? Let us offer him a great round of applause. When we sing the holy songs, 거룩한 은혜의 소낙비, 산푸어림 내려주시니, but not feeling this rain of grace that Heavenly Parent sends and just living on and disbelieving Heavenly Parent and disbelieving true parents, there are those who fall into a wonky position. Our young member Kim Hyo-yeon, his heart was shivering and pounding and uncontrollable tears shed. He entered such a place of grace. I hope you become people who also taste such an experience. If you set a goal and offer desperate prayer, then works will surely be fulfilled or come about. They will come about. So whether I would believe or not, or whether going to church or not, you must go through these conflicts quickly, then you can establish a happy family. And he's a very exemplary trainee. Every person he met, he would smile, and during each lecture, he would sit on the front row. And he said, I have to become a model. And during the vigil devotion, there are those who always sit in the back. If you sit in the back, your heart is comfortable. And even if you do something, out of order, then no one really notices. So those who always sit in the back, if they keep on sitting in the back, then they may miss the truly graceful or grace-filled places. So even if you're sitting in the back, at times you should come to the front. Where can I receive the most grace? Is the middle most grace-filled? Is the front most grace-filled? Is the back most grace-filled? Is the east or the west? But sitting in such a place, if you receive grace and truly offer devotion with a concentrated mind, then that is the position that is right for you. For each person, their degree, their direction is different, and their position of grace is also different. If you offer prayer while closing your eyes, while concentrating, there are also those who pray while standing upside down. Yesterday, hearing a report about our spirituality workshop trainees during the intensive prayer, one young man, without him knowing, he would come out in front of everyone and shout out and offer prayer, and he himself didn't know he was doing that, like that. It's different to all people. I hope you become members who can find that direction with your heart, that prayer that suits you. And becoming an exemplary trainee, what he realized was the practice of true love when he returns home. Or I'm going to read in first. I translate in first perspective. When I return home, I will start from my family, and my goal or his goal is for his entire family to attend the visual devotion. And he said he was the central figure of his family, and he must do so that he is the central figure in his church as well. So when he goes to his church, he's going to practice true love. He's going to clean up the streets and go to nursery facilities and practice Holy Mother Han's true love. And when it becomes winter break, he will participate in the spirituality workshop. Let us offer our trainee Kim Jo-hyun a great round of applause. Team leader Kim Sang-oh sang the song Wish that True Mother likes very much. 최유리, Spiritual Academy, gave a very precious testimony. When she was born, she went into the incubator. But how much devotion the mother offered, you can really see. She was born in a very difficult situation or difficult way. But coming to Cheonpyeong, she was able to have a full recovery in her health. And the mother, for her daughter, she suggested the 40-day workshop, but the daughter said, I will never, absolutely not go. And when she said this, how heartbroken must the mother have been? But still, you must have your children attend the 40-day workshop. When the child is in your embrace, you can bring them to church or you can go anywhere. But once they grow a little, they are not in your embrace. Even if they're like middle school, they don't really follow you. And we say, come here, then they don't. And even when you say, let's receive the blessing, they don't. How many families do we have such a situation? And if you enter the 40-day workshop, you could really deepen your roots of faith, and you can have your own faith, and such a path opens. So through the mother's suggestion, she went to the general 40-day workshop, and when she finished, she said there was many disappointments and regrets. And because of Satan not being able to separate Satan from herself, she wasn't able to truly do her best during the 40-day workshop. So she came back, and every day, to deepen her roots of faith, she offered 120 bows. And when she first attended the visual devotion, she offered prayer of tears, and seeing the spirituality workshop trainees offering praise with a Cheonshim robe, it was so moving and touching for her. And she attended this 18th spirituality workshop, and while doing so, she saw her life changing, and automatically she completed 3 40-day workshops, and she felt that the spirituality academy is something that she needed. And right now, she is really offering her utmost in the Kids Cafe while being part of the Spirituality Academy. In this facility, truly, for her to deepen her roots of faith, I believe she will become a daughter of Hyojong. Today, Director Kim Myung-ok shared very touching testimonies. Upon the foundation of Cheonshim Won Visual Devotion, we believe amazing works are coming about. If you see today's two parents' words that we read,
밤잠을 안 자더라도 노력하는 여러분이 되어야 합니다. 그리고 실천 공행해야
Even if you do not sleep at night, make efforts to put them into practice and let the world know of True Mother.
강조하셨습니다.
True Mother has emphasized especially the visual devotion of Cheonshim Won. Through the visual devotion, we must mobilize True Father, move him. And of course, mobilizing the spirit world is important. But knowing the proper status and value of true parents, and knowing with certainty the works of the absolute good spirits, and moving forward with absolute belief, this is what she had behind her words. So Cheonshim Won devotion, in offering it, it's not just sitting and participating, but through prayers of resonance. You must offer prayers where you resonate with Cheonshim, and if you have over 300 sessions of that prayer, then heaven will absolutely work and will give you ability. And upon that foundation, to those who received the ability of heaven, we gave the Cheonshim Hyojong staff. So the staff doesn't have the ability or power, but to the people who resonate with Cheonshim as a tool, the staff can help. So truly, all of us, even if we don't sleep, we must make efforts and put them into practice and stack higher the tower of devotion. Becoming one with spirit and truth. These words trying to make a church that is alive and breathing. And if the domain of goodness, the scope of goodness expands because of us, the shadows of darkness will naturally disappear. They will vanish. We must fulfill these words. The individual shadows of darkness, the shadows of darkness of the family, they will vanish. The shadows of darkness of the church, they will also vanish. The shadows of the nation. We must expand the scope of goodness and rid of all these shadows. Right now, the reason of our living is to spread, is to let the people know about true parents. You must not forget that. Without that, your life has no value. When I think of that, one day feels like 10,000 years to me. We must keep these words of True Mother in mind. And truly, knowing true parents through the word and through devotion and through experience, through absolute belief, absolute faith, absolute love, absolute obedience, if we move forward, then the great works of heaven will come about. These testimonies and Hyojong reports that happen every day, we move up, belief upon belief. When we first started devotion, until this 1584th visual devotion, you may all have your own towers of devotion, but you must always examine whether your tower of devotion is higher than when you started this visual devotion. So from faith, from belief to belief, and belief upon belief, you must heighten and build higher the ladder toward heaven, and you must ride that ladder and go up. And once you all fulfill these words, last night we heard a testimony about Park Si-woo, and Deaconess Kim Pil-soon, although visual devotion ended, she would cling on to me and keep on talking, and because of that, I was a little late on
박시호한테 기적이
my way of going to where I needed to go.
너한테는 안 나타나냐 하고 아버님 말씀하시더래요. 아 그러더니
Said, Father came to me
몸에 힘이 들어가가지고
and she
지팡이 없이 건넌다고 이리 뛰고 저리 뛰고 하면서
bring
저한테 보여주시고 자랑하고 그런 적이 있었습니다.
and some works happened to her and she would brag that she didn't need a cane to walk anymore. And Kim Pil-son Deaconess,
1000일을 넘어서 1095일을 수련 받으면서 채워 나가시는
she
정성을 들이시다
is
보니까
offering devotion of completing 1095 days of workshop. And I believe she has such a profound relationship with the spirit world. And she says she's going to return home after completing 1095 days of workshop. Ladies and gentlemen, how important this training center is, you must know that. And through your own practice and training, ascending to the position that heaven desires of you, that is most important. So you must examine yourself. We can't go on like this. Or I can't go on like this. I received a 40-day workshop, but I couldn't separate myself from Satan. Like this, you must examine yourself and move forward. To become such a person, to become such a child, you must offer your utmost. We had a fishing devotion workshop, and Elder Pastor Cho Man-ong said he caught a 73 centimeter fish, and it was truly a happy time where he couldn't close his mouth. And leader Ho-yang said, I must also catch a fish with the work of Father. And he caught a very big koi fish, I believe. And I don't know how big it was, but he said he caught something very big. And tomorrow and the day after, the public officials of Cheonwon Special District will have a 2-day workshop at the Cheonryujang fishing workshop. And if they can't catch a single one, then they can't offer a service. In Cheonwon Special District, if you catch a big fish, then you can take it as heaven is preparing for us victory. So truly think like that and offer much devotion. And I'll really hope that the public officials of Cheonwon Special District can experience these miraculous works. And as we revive this fishing devotion, a national messiah of Japan said, you can use my lens and have a Cheonryujang workshop there. And Branch leader Kim Song-nam caught a fish, I'm not sure what it was, but it was very golden, and he took a picture and sent it to me. But if you see if the providence, the father and mother, when every time they caught a big fish, then the providence advance is all shown through signs. So please do not languish and believe that the day of victory will come about. Absolutely. Heaven will absolutely work. It's absolutely with us. And for heaven to work, that devotion of fulfilling each and everyone's responsibilities, thinking that is important, I hope you have a time of prayer and devotion. Thank you very much. Let us offer President Lee Gi-sung another great round of applause